Happy Super Love Sunday. Welcome to the Love Healing Room. I'm your host, Joe Cooper, joined by my beautiful co-host.
Oh my.
And Bayla Darla.
Yay. Okay, so hi, social media land. Welcome.
Yes.
Hopefully, this is not your first time joining us, but if it is, we are so happy that you're here. Make sure that you subscribe, that you like, whatever you need to do to
Share.
stay connected.
Share us.
Get connected first. Put your mask on first and then you can share. So, okay, and before we get started, I want to do a sound check because in the past, we have had some concerns with the volume. So, secret and silent flutterbies, are you able to hear us clearly? All right, they're quiet, so I don't know if that means you can hear us. But we're gonna keep the show flowing and going, and I'm gonna check back with you all in just a few moments. Darla, are we live?
Yes, we are.
Yay!
I'm showing us live on Facebook.
Yay!
Here we are.
So that should mean that we're live on Instagram, on Periscope, on Twitter, and YouTube,
YouTube.
and Instagram.
Hi,
Welcome.
guys.
Okay, so today we're talking about infinite solutions. And please forgive me, I have candy in my mouth. I got in trouble so many times during dance recitals. No, dance recitals, I would, I was too scared to swallow my gum. So I put it on under my tongue, but somewhere during the performance, it would come out, and I'd be moving it around on stage. So, all right, it's live. Deal with that. I'm offering my apology up front. So, infinite solutions.
A multiplicity of different things that you could have infinite solutions for. So my thing was that I picked out on was health awareness. Because a lot of times we don't know our body when it's trying to talk to you and tell you certain things. So anytime you're having like an ache or pain, it's a dis-ease somewhere in the body. So you need to find out, because a lot of times they say for people of color, it's either high cholesterol or high blood pressure, and a lot of the meats that we eat and the sodium that's in everything. So I'm on a fast right now from salt.
Oh, wow.
So and I didn't realize if you put salt on everything to give it flavor, that's not good. Your blood pressure is already up, and now your body is used to it. So when I had to pull away from it, it's just like, nope, no salt. And I was doing either Celtic salt, Himalayan sea salt. I don't do the Morton's, the white.
The iodized.
No, I don't do that.
That
And I haven't
table
done that,
salt.
but I haven't done that for years. But I didn't realize a lot of my seasonings that I use
Already have salt.
already have salt, in it. So now after some plus years, it's starting to tell, basically on me. So it's like, I am officially 5 days in, so I want to go to the end of the year, just to see how my body is feeling. I find that out even with sugar. And when I have something now, or I drink something, I could tell it's just too sweet and I have to dilute it, with it. But we have to become aware of issues that are going on within our body. And one of the things I just ran across this, someone told me about, we know that flax seeds is good as a fiber, but we don't do it on a consistent basis. We don't take it on a consistent basis. We don't have enough roughage. And a lot of times that's even 80%, they say 80% of every time you eat should be some type of raw vegetables. And we don't do that. I know
Yeah.
I was not doing that. So this is just an awareness even for me to say, Terry, I have to think differently. And I want to pass things on to my children, my grandchildren, so that they can do something different. And even our audience, so that you will not constantly. If you notice yourself doing that, check yourself, with that. So there may be some underlining things that you may not even be aware of with it. So just, pull back. Even I went cold turkey. Everybody can't go cold turkey, like that. So I was saying, if you notice that you're doing it 7 days out of the week, start with
Doing what 7 days out of the week?
taking salt, constantly putting salt,
Adding salt.
adding salt.
So
to
is
your
that
food
seasoning with salt or just adding salt after your food
After.
is? Oh, okay, okay.
afterwards,
Okay,
with
okay.
it. So it's just like do 5 days, then the following week go down to 4 days. Gradually take yourself, off of it. Everybody can't go cold turkey, with some things. And I'm just trying to see what it's doing to my body. And please, 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 water, water, water. Flush.
And the electrolytes
Flush.
are important too.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Because last year I wasn't eating salt at all because I thought my blood pressure was up when I went through that situation. But I ended up having my sodium levels so low that it began to affect me. But it was because of my electrolytes. So we have to have a certain amount of sodium, but we just don't want to overdo it. And there's infinite solutions to that. So many solutions, like doing what you mentioned, and adding electrolytes, coconut water is a good
Yes,
one.
great.
Sometimes some people can't, it's an acquired taste, can't
It
take it,
is.
but
The cucumbers are good also.
cucumbers, yes. So there's plenty of solutions that we could research and Google and find solutions to that.
Oh, one other solution I have is pickle juice. It's great for electrolytes.
Mm.
It helps keep the body hydrated.
Picklebacks too.
And it it's something about the fermentation with the pickles. I know like sauerkraut, pretty much anything that helps to regulate your digestion is probably what we need to incorporate. Now, disclaimer, we're not physicians, we're
No.
not, dietitians
Nutritionists,
or
none of
nutrition,
that,
none of that. We're just people who are sharing information, just like you would
Seeking
call.
solutions.
Yeah, we're seeking solutions and we're sharing things that we've
Experiment
tried
with.
and
Right.
researched and that we think would help. This is, strictly our opinion. It's not the opinion of the Love Healer Room. This is Joe's opinion, Oma's opinion, and Darla's opinion. Formulate your own opinion.
Find your own solutions, not
Yes.
our solution, but your own.
Yes.
A solution as to what will work best for you. There's infinite solutions.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna pause for just a moment again and check in with our secret and silent flutterbys. We want to make sure that the sound is good. If you can chime in, we'd appreciate it. All right, secret and silent flutterbys. We know you're there and we are so happy that you're here. Hopefully you have your pen and paper and when you're ready, jump on in because some of the things that I put in the intro to today's show was around seeking solutions to find love. If you want to cook a delicious meal, if you need to fix something. Also, as Terry mentioned, your health. I didn't put that in the intro because there's so many things that we have to seek solutions for.
Yes. Yes.
So there's always a need. Always. We have so many things that we have to take care of. How do you seek solutions? Facebook, Instagram.
Even TikTok, there's some really good videos on there that, you know, there's a lot of doctors and nurses on there, nutritionists, herbalists. You need to learn about your taxes, EIDL. I mean, you know, it's just endless, the information that you can, all you have to do is seek it out. There are solutions.
Absolutely. And there's options of those solutions. It's not
Yes.
that there's just one answer. There's a multiplicity, a plethora
Yes.
of options and solutions, answers to whatever issue, problem, concern, challenge that we have. So come on, you all, give us some of your solutions.
Yes.
If you're on social media, you can dial in and speak anonymously by calling 248-289-5882. Again, that's 248-289-5882. We'd love to have your input. We do not own the rights to this music
I
as
say
I'm
that.
jamming.
Yes, but we got the right to jam. Yes. This is some Norman Brown. Yes.
All right, Facebook, y'all quiet. Remember, you can type in the chat. You don't want to, well, you can't be anonymous unless you call in. But we'd love to have you be a part of the conversation as well. Instagram, you can be a part of the conversation as well.
Yes, you can. Come on and join us.
Yes. Okay, so while you all are thinking, delicious meals. So I'm gonna have to share a picture. Yesterday, I cooked, I wanted to create a skillet for breakfast brunch. I've never made home fries. I've made sauteed potatoes and onions, but I never made home fries. I'm like, I'm gonna make a skillet. So of course, I Googled that shit. I Googled it. And it gave me a list of recipes. Now, I'm the type of person, I'll look at a recipe and then I'll make it my own. So that's what I did. I looked at the ingredients, I looked at the instructions, and then I did it my way. It was so doggone good. It was delicious. So if you're running out of ideas because we get somewhat bored or I don't like, I mean, it's like you run out of ideas for cooking chicken or
Just
cooking
dinner
fat.
period.
Yeah,
or-
any
yes.
meal. So Google that and you'll get a lot of different options. Now, if you don't know specifically what you want to make, just ask for, quick meal ideas. It does matter,
Google it.
what you ask for, but somebody has asked it already, trust us.
Yes, one skillet meals.
Yes.
Or one
3
pan
ingredient
meals.
meals.
3, yes. Sheet pans, those sheet pan meals, so
Yes.
you can make it all in one pan, your asparagus, your chicken, or your vegetables, your chicken and your starch, your potatoes, all in one pan.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, yeah, need a new idea of a delicious meal. Google that shit.
Yes.
I know my daughter made some potato soup. I'm full of Jesus.
It was
full.
delicious.
It was the bomb. It really was. I had to go better. And then she didn't make enough of it because
Oh,
everybody, once they had tasted it, was like, okay. And then you kept going back, for it. So it's just like, I don't want her to make it too often, but in between. And she just Googled it. She had a taste for some potato soup. And she ended up Googling and found out everything that she had was already at the house.
Wow.
With it. So she didn't have to go out buying too much. But it was the bomb diggity. But Mama helped her make the gravy for it, just to thicken it up just a little bit. But it was so good. So,
Yeah. And so there's, just so much. So many people have gotten air fryers. So there's ways to, look up air fryer meals and things you can make in the air fryer. Just the possibilities are endless.
Infinite possibilities.
Yeah.
Infinite solutions. So I use the word bored with meals. I try not to use that word because it's a fad as far as I'm concerned. There's no reason to be bored with anything because we have so many options.
Mhm. Sometimes we just have to try something new. I know so many people that they just get stuck right, this is what I've always done. This is what I've always eaten. But sometimes we gotta,
Switch it up.
explore our possibilities and everything. So, yeah.
And my children never gave me, I always would try to cook the same thing, just switch it up during the different weeks. And I never asked input, of them. They just ate it, that I thought they ate it. But it might have been in a napkin somewhere. And it was in the trash and I just never knew about it with it. But now that I'm beginning just to see things differently, ask your children what they may want, to do. Because one of the things I want to do is get a George Foreman. That was what I bought for my daughter when she was younger, and that's how she made her grilled cheese sandwiches, was through that. So I want to give her ideas of things that you can do, with it if they're still young, but teach them at least they know how to cook, with it. You don't have to cook, for them all the time. Let them in the kitchen. My mom didn't. She let me prepare, but she would not let me cook. So I didn't know until I got older, to be able to do that. That turned out really good too.
Well, trial and error.
Yeah.
Yes.
It really is trial and error.
Yes.
So Darla, what solutions you want to offer to the audience?
Well, the solutions I want to offer is around relationships.
Ooh.
A lot of times, and I had this conversation earlier, how sometimes, you can, especially with family members, that, there could be some unresolved things and, really not spoken of, it's like the elephant in the room. And there are solutions to that.
Absolutely.
Number one is to talk about it, just, and find a creative way and, come in a loving and open-minded spirit to talk about it. I've Googled things, there's a lot of, especially I keep bringing up TikTok because there's a lot of professionals on there that give you, tips and tricks that you can use to, talk to your mate or talk to a friend or a relative or like that to resolve whatever conflict that you guys may have, because there are solutions. And I just really believe that the number one solution is to just talk about it, to just, even if you're afraid, nervous, or what have you, but the conversation has to be had.
Absolutely.
So that you can move on, because, we just wouldn't want something to happen to someone that we love and care about, and that issue is never resolved. So there's you can talk to a professional, you can talk to a friend, a confidant, you can definitely pray about it. You could talk to a spiritual advisor, whether it's your pastor or, someone at your church, or, just someone that is a very spirit-led person that you can talk to about it. I believe that if you just put yourself out there, that you can open yourself up to the solutions. I believe that anything that we seek, that we will find it. And so seeking a solution to, a conflict that you may have with a friend or family member, because there are still some people, and I mentioned this before in my life, that I still haven't had that conversation with. And I'm going to have the conversation soon, because for one, it will just help to release a heaviness or a weight off of you. It will help to mend the relationship, even if it doesn't go back to the way it was, but at least it was mended. You know, it may be a little different now, but still it will be mended. At least you were have the opportunity to share your feelings and the other person to share their feelings, you know, to bring healing to the situation. And you can move on from there and decide how you want to proceed with the relationship from there. But it's very important to seek a solution, to go to someone and to help them, to help you to talk about it. Sometimes you can just bring someone in, you know, like a mediator or something to help to guide the conversation. If you don't know, because a lot of times people don't do it because you don't know how or what to say. And so there's a solution to that. You know, you can bring someone in, a non-biased person who, you know, will be able to offer some solutions.
Absolutely. Great
Yeah.
points. Again, there's a need for solutions with everything. Everything.
Yeah. I'll tell you a solution that has really helped. When I had my problem with my hair, the solution was Prosper Hair.
Really?
Yes. Tell us
don't
more.
say.
Yes. Yes, I tell you, my hair was broken. It was damaged because I was not caring for it properly. And hence the solution. Joe provided a solution
Oh, thank you,
called
darling.
Prosper Hair Care. And I mean, this is no perm, people. This is natural hair that I have only, I think I've only flat ironed it twice. I put these little curls in it, but I wrap it normally. And I can take this and wrap it in and come up with another hairstyle with a kind of flip or do something else, but I'll be able to wear it naturally. But that was a great solution to that problem. You know, if you having issues with your hair, there were times that I went and searched on YouTube and Instagram, just searched everywhere for solutions prior to, you know, Prosper Hair Care coming into my life. But still, the rice water,
Oh, yeah, I tried that
the
too.
rice water, you know, first I learned about the, what do they call it? The porosity of my hair.
Mm.
How much water does my hair hold? Then I learned about my hair type. You know, I'm like a mixture of a 4C, 5A, whatever that
What
is.
does that
But
mean?
you know, when my hair is wet, it's like a zigzag type, you know, but back here it's a little straighter, but up here it's a curly, I mean, like a zigzag. And so, but I found a solution and I did it myself. I didn't have to go and pay hundreds of dollars to get my hair repaired. I just used some patience and the right product, which was Prosper Hair Care. So now look at my hair. It's just, I love my hair.
Thank you, darling. I love
And I
your
love
hair
your
too.
product because
you.
it makes it so manageable. I don't have to press it. I just,
Yeah, you know, for some of us, having kinky or coarse or the different porosities of hair,
yes,
it's a lot of work.
yeah.
Yes.
And we've been accustomed to
A quick fix, like,
not just a quick fix, but desiring to have what we see on television. And I'm, you know, I can say that I was one of those women who thought that I needed to use Suave, I needed to use Vidal Sassoon or
Krill.
yes, Head and Shoulders, because I had dandruff. I mean, just the commercials, everything on television is meant to influence you. And if you don't know that there are options for your hair type, I sought options to heal and repair my hair. That's what started it. Well, no, what started it was someone asked me to formulate something to help heal hair. And I was like, yeah, I need to do that because I had problems with my hair. So once I started to do the research, and I wasn't looking at YouTube videos, I did Google that shit and I researched for hours and hours ingredients that help to heal the hair. You would be surprised. There's a long list of solutions.
Yeah.
Now, I developed my own formulas And my reasoning for putting these different ingredients together, and I created and tested on myself and on my daughter before I started to share it with others. So yes, I'm so convinced. I know now that we can have manageable hair. Those of us who have coarse, kinky, or just hard to deal with hair. If we use the right things,
Yeah,
it can
the
be
products
manageable.
make a difference.
It makes a
I
huge
used to
difference.
perm and press my hair. I would
Oh,
perm
wow.
it and have to press it after I permed it. Now I don't have to do, I just blow dry it, and sometimes I don't do that. I just let it stay braided until it's dry, and then I'll take it down and put some oil on it, some Prosper hair oil, and then I flat iron it.
Options.
Options.
All right, we're almost at solutions. Yes, we're almost at the halfway mark. So we talked about some health solutions. We talked about some relationship solutions. We talked about some hair solutions. Come on now. Oh, delicious meal solutions. We'd love to hear some of your solutions. The line is open.
Get more money than you.
All right, Secret and Silent Flutterbies, chime in when you're ready. We got some comments from Facebook. Our awesome Armand says, rice water smells terrible. It doesn't smell good. You're right. It doesn't. And I've done a little bit of research. You have to be careful with it because rice water is is actually adding protein to your hair, depending on the type of, your hair type. It may be too much.
And which will cause it to break.
Yes, you have to be really, really careful with the items that you use on your hair and how often. So we all want to have healthy hair, and a lot of us want long hair, and we want it now. Give it to me now. Be careful with that. That's all I'm saying about that. Be careful. And he says, yay, Prosper Hair Care. Thank you, Armand.
You are mine.
Thank you. Yes, Prosper Hair Care is going to be officially introduced to the world really, really soon on a grand scale. Because I have this habit now of looking at everybody's hair. I'm like, she needs some Prosper Hair Care.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So Instagram, what's your solutions for if something is broke? How do you fix it? What do you do? Who do you go to?
Who I go to.
Can you fix it yourself? Okay, and if you can fix it yourself, how did you learn how to do that? Secret and Silent Flutterbies, chime in when you're ready. I want to talk about fixing stuff. Lately, I've just not been able to get my mind to focus on fixing things. It's really weird. And I know I'm doing a lot of things on me. So as you're working on you, sometimes things get a little out of alignment. So I haven't been able to concentrate to fix things. So the simplest thing, I might go and ask my daughter to do it, or I might ask my husband to do it, or I might ask Darla to do it. Because I just cannot focus. I can't focus, and it was becoming unnerving. But I'm working on healing some really important parts of me. And so it's peeling off layers of things that have caused me to have anxiety around fixing things. So thank the Lord that I call my lifelines to help me. So that's a solution. If I can't do it myself, I ask for help.
Seek.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if I wanted to, I could probably go to YouTube But you two can't do it for me. I need somebody to do it for me.
Handyman.
Or tech support. I mean, sometimes, I have to call on someone who's a little bit more patient when it comes to,
Certain areas. of their
Technology.
is concerned. Yeah, my children help me with that particular thing, with it. But it's those little bitty things, sometimes it's just changing the screw out. Like one of my, I think it's stripped or something like that. And I was talking to my neighbor and he said, if it's not fixing, he said, it just needs a bigger screw, for me. But I had this cabinet and it kept falling down. I'll screw it, it kept falling down. It's, and then I left it like that for about 6 months. But nobody else would end up doing it because they didn't care, basically about it. But I finally took my time, unscrewed it completely, found out what the little, it was only off by just a tiny bit. Unscrewed it, pushed it back up there, and then screwed it back in. And now it closes. It's like, thank you, Jesus. But it took patience, for me to end up doing that particular thing. And when it comes to fixing things, if I can, I try to call my children or someone, or even if it's something I really, really, really need, I'll pay somebody to fix it. But cabinet doors, no, I'm not calling you out my house to do that particular thing. And I had one that fell down. Couldn't get the sucker up. I couldn't.
Wow.
But then again, Terry, take your time, find out what the issue is and fix it. And ever since I did that, it was 2 doors that came down. One came just completely off and I put it behind another cabinet. But I took my time and I finally fixed it.
Right.
I fixed it. So there's a lot of things we can do ourselves, but if you find out that you can't, it's all right. Ask somebody else that has a little bit more, experience. If you may not have the finances to have someone do it.
Right.
YouTube is good for that particular thing. But if you can't, you might have to pay somebody.
But that's a solution.
It is a solution.
Yes.
Especially if it's bothering you. It may not bother anybody else, but if it's bothering you, that's all right. Call them up and pay it.
Right. Okay, so we're over the halfway mark. So that means that, we can continue talking about solutions, infinite solutions, or we can talk about anything and everything under the sun because it's open forum. Just like there's infinite solutions, there's infinite things to talk about. There's infinite situations. Life is full of situations. And this is a platform for you to talk about whatever's going on without feeling like somebody is going to tell you that you're wrong. We're not here to tell you that you're wrong. We're not here to tell you that you're right. We're just here to give you a judgment-free place to share your story, because there is healing in a story and sharing your story.
Yes, it is.
So we want to take a moment and allow you to speak. Secretive Silent Flutterflies, the line is open.
I was just thinking about, even with all of our equipment we have here, these are solutions.
Absolutely.
Whoever came up with the ring light,
Yep.
they
The
saw
webcam.
the webcam, the stand, the microphone.
The fan. Thank you, Jesus.
Absolutely. Look, Bluetooth.
Right.
Those are solutions.
They are.
And someone came up with a solution, and they say that, with business, every business that you see is filling a need, is offering a solution.
Absolutely.
So there's plenty of solutions all around. Think about a lot of needs, because I had a niece tell me about an invention she had. Well, in fact, she had an idea for like the diaper jean. never acted on it.
Mhm.
Some years later, she seen
Mhm. Her idea.
her idea, you know, saying we all can have those. In fact, we all do have those. So, but it's like, who said, one of the ladies we saw on the workshop, and she had the long locks. Remember, she started selling the large swim caps.
Oh, yes, yes.
And people were even using them. So she had long locks, and it was like, okay, she wanted to go swimming, but there were no swimming caps in the stores
That would fit.
that would fit her hair with her long locks.
Mhm.
So she found one, and now she sells it, and I mean, makes a mint,
Yes, 6 figures.
6 figures just with the swim caps. A solution. She brought a solution and was able to monetize that solution.
Mm.
So there's plenty of there's solutions all around us.
And speaking of that, just the idea that if you're not acting, you're not taking action on your ideas, seek the solution to help you to bring it to fruition. A lot of times we don't think that there is a way for us to get it out there. Nobody is going to help me. I don't have any money. I don't know what to do. The answers are there. We just have to
Didn't
seek
we
them.
learn that this
Woo,
week?
Goodness.
Jesus.
And there's so many people who are doing it or have done it, and they're willing to tell you how. Now, of course, there's just as many people who are not willing to tell you,
Yeah.
but seek those who are willing
Yeah.
to share. So a solution is to seek out those who are doing what you want to do and be in the company of those people.
Mhm.
Our mentor has said, we've been hearing it for the last 3 years, change your environment is so important. Change your environment. You have to be in an environment that is conducive and supportive of what it is you're trying to do. So it is most certainly a very important solution to change your environment. And not just when you think about starting a business or writing a book or putting your invention out there. I'm talking about if you are in an unhappy or unfulfilling relationship. You have to change your environment, and maybe you stay with that person, but if the environment is changed for the both of you, that can heal whatever has caused the disconnect in the relationship. There are so many solutions, and I saw a quote, and they had a picture of Idris Elba up there, and it said, divorce is not a bad thing. Bad relationships is not a bad thing. Debt is not a bad thing. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, just, it was maybe about 5 or 6 things that are not a bad thing. But what is a bad thing is to have options to make it better and not do anything about it. Like, wow.
Okay.
Seek solutions
Yeah.
and decide if you want to be happy, what does that look like?
Yeah, because my thing is, you know, if I were in a love relationship and we hit a wall or a conflict or whatever, it's like, okay, so what's the solution? What's going to be our solution? How are we going to solve this? Instead of just walking away saying, look, this is bad, I don't like it, and then I'm out.
Right, right.
Especially in a marriage, you know, it depends on the situation, of course, but I'm just saying, you know, a lot of people have opted out just because you keep leaving the toilet seat up, you know, or you keep coming in and leaving your socks in the bedroom floor. You know,
What's really the problem?
what's really the problem? We need to have a solution.
So last week we talked about infinite joy, and this is really connected to infinite solutions. So some of the things that was said that really stuck out for me last week was to set intentions, check ourselves, go within, and don't believe negativity. And I just had a situation yesterday where I was feeling some kind of way about some things that my husband said to me.
Mm.
It was really, I was like, what is going on with him? In my head, I was in my head, I was saying, what's going on with him? Why is he giving me such a hard time about this little stuff? And then as the day and evening progressed, I had to be like, it's me. It was me. I had to step outside and tell negativity, shut the hell up, stop. No, it's me.
Mhm.
It is me. What's going on with me? And I had to cool down and calm down. And it took me a minute to really let go of what that heaviness was. And I done said this before. It's not the first time I've shared, been transparent like that. It was real, but it was me.
And you're admitting that it was you. And sometimes we don't.
I had to take responsibility
Yeah.
for the part that I was playing. It doesn't mean that, he wasn't giving me a little bit of toot on some things, but it was how I was receiving it
Mhm.
and how I was holding
How
on
you were responding
and
to it.
responding to it.
Yeah.
So that's a
Mhm.
solution. It's a solution to identify the part that you play and to not allow negativity to keep you in that place. Don't allow negativity to cause a wedge in your love, in your relationship. And that's not just, love relationships, it's all relationships. Because Darla said such and such, and I ain't like, come on now.
Mhm. I saw somebody put a post on Facebook said, if somebody do this to you, take it personal. If they say this, take it personal. But I'm like, oh my God, no, do not take it personal. Because sometimes this is a reflection of what's going on with that person. A lot of times it has absolutely nothing to do with nothing. So then when you take it personal, now, it's just like infecting, it's spreading, the negativity is spreading. So now you got an attitude. So now you feeling some kind of way. And now, nope, I'm not helping you do nothing. Nope. So then somebody else come along like, I got an attitude. So now you projecting that over here.
Yes.
So no, that's toxic.
Say no to negativity.
Yes. And tell it to shut the hell up.
Shut the hell up.
Deuces to you. Because we really do have to look at ourselves. Because I had a situation this week where, a situation occurred and immediately, I had to look at myself and say, and evaluate and take introspection on what I was feeling and why. Why you feeling like what?
Girl, but it also, we're human. We make mistakes and we have to own up to that particular thing. And a lot of times we don't. And sometimes I think when you're mature or of a certain age, we think that we're right. And that's not necessarily true. We have to take that introspection of ourselves and look at the whole gamut of things that may be going on with you. And then you're acting out, on that, or that whoever that person may be, you're taking it out, on them, and they'll step up and say, no, it's not me. It's really you. And you have to own that. Own your own BS that you give out sometimes. And do the new BS, because my new BS is billionaire status.
Yes.
That's where I want to go. Forget the BS, the bullshit, and go with the billionaire status. That's a solution.
Yes. Yes. So these are solutions to conflicts. Borrow them. Make them your own. Add whatever you need to add to the recipe for a solution to conflicts. The the whole thing is to do something. You have
Take
to
action.
take action.
Mhm.
You can't make it just the other person's responsibility. It's your responsibility as well, because guess what? You're responsible for you.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah, you're responsible for you. And I'm here. I want you to be happy. I know you want you to be happy. So take responsibility to put into action the things that are going to help you to be happy.
Yes. There are solutions all around.
Oh,
All around.
all right. So we are coming really, really close to the top of the hour. Want to check in again with our secret and silent flutterbies. And we want to remind those of you who are watching us on social media that you need to like, you need to subscribe, you need to share the Love Healing Room so that you can stay connected as well as you can give this gift to someone else. And speaking of gifts, we have some awesome and amazing products. Oh my gosh. I love all of our products, but there's some new ones that are going to be put in our Etsy store really, really soon. Hopefully today, tomorrow, this week. And I know you all are going to love them as well. They're just beautiful. It's something about pictures, video. It's not giving you the full energetic amazingness. That is a word. The energetic amazingness
I
from
like that.
from the Love Healing Room, gems and crystals. Our gemstone trees, our tumble stones, they're all so amazingly energetically love. They're beautiful.
They are beautiful.
They're so beautiful.
And it's not until you hold it, not until you
Yes.
actually see it in your hand
Yes.
for you to see the
Yes,
beauty.
let me show
You
you
know,
guys.
in it.
This is my favorite one here.
I know. And my babies are the little, the small tumblestone hearts,
Oh,
but
yeah, those
my
are really
new
nice.
babies, oh, I know, she's so
at her.
pretty. You all just don't understand how pretty she is. She is beautiful.
Yes.
Ooh, and she makes me tingle.
Mhm.
She is just gorgeous.
Yes.
This is lapis lazuli.
Mhm.
It's on a
And
beautiful,
the energy, I
yes,
love
quartz stone. And I think there's 300 of these little gemstones.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
It's absolutely,
Beautiful.
and it's even more beautiful in person.
It truly is.
Yes, that's my favorite. I really connected with that tree.
I know she has from day one.
Since from day one.
Look. Oh my gosh, she's
beautiful.
gorgeous.
Mhm.
Oh,
My absolute favorite.
okay, so gonna put the link to our Etsy store in the Facebook chat. But for those of you everywhere else in social media land, go to Etsy.com / shop and / Love Healing Room.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put it to memory. Shame on me.
Mhm. And you know what I love about these trees too? It's like once you get it and you unpack it, you know, it's just a wonderful experience to open it up and
It's
Take it
a
to-
type of therapy.
it's a therapy, it's meditative and everything, just to sit and open it up and let it unfold as you do that to the beautiful specimen
Yes.
that it is. I love you.
And we'll have to, we'll share an image of our beautiful Blue. Her name is Blue. Our beautiful
Yes.
Blue, and we'll give you some of the powerful properties energetically that she helps to balance and provide healing in your life. And this is one of the solutions that we don't really talk about in the Black community is he put so much love and energy into nature.
Yes,
And we need to
Yeah.
reconnect to nature.
yeah,
These stones are from nature.
they're from nature.
Oh, that made me tingle. Yes, we need to connect to nature. God gave us the things that we need.
Yeah.
I was thinking
In
about
there,
of that scripture that says, if you don't praise me, the rocks will cry out to me. Because of the fact that of the energy, that's in it. They don't have to speak, they just have to vibrate. There's a frequency that comes from a lot of stones that you don't realize there until you take one and hold it, both hands, and look at them. And you can meditate, with them. Get your mind off of a lot of the issues that you may have, and then maybe the stones can speak to you and you can see and view things from a different place because you're not, so caught up in whatever the situation may be or how hard it may be, for you. So get you some stones. I love them. And every time I go to the store, I'm trying to.
Look what
Okay,
Oma
cool.
made me for my birthday.
Centerlight stones.
you know what I was just thinking of? I heard a pastor say this morning, he was reading a scripture about, I forgot which scripture it is, but talking about how if I put everything about Jesus is not written in the book,
Oh, yeah.
and we know that. And so, but when you seek, he said we'll find those treasures, and we'll find that these solutions is all around us, like the weeds that you think are just ugly weeds in your yard, that they have
know.
healing properties. Those dandelions that we get mad and cut those down, there's healing properties in dandelion milk
Yes.
and in dandelion leaves. And my neighbor has a hibiscus
Oh, that thing is so gorgeous.
It's
Oh,
beautiful.
it's beautiful.
bush next door. It's like
But there's healing.
there's
properties.
healing. I love hibiscus tea. It's
Yeah.
like my
I've had
favorite.
candy hibiscus.
Mm.
So we need to get back to nature. There's solutions all around us. In the community where I live, there's a strong presence of Middle Eastern people. And I'll see them pulled over on the side of the road because I drive through Hines Park and they're pulled over and they're picking things from the trees. I don't know what they're picking. I need to find out because apparently there's
And there's a solution to that.
healing, there's probably food, there's a
Yes.
plethora of what we need all around.
Yeah. All
That's
around
not at the
us.
grocery store.
That wild lettuce,
Oh, Lord Jesus.
some weed in your yard,
Mhm.
go on out there and get it.
And that is good for pain.
Pain.
Mhm.
And it's natural,
Mhm.
with it. And it's quick. I use it a lot.
We use
And
it
I
around
pass it
here.
around. What's that? Where
Right,
can I get that
right,
from?
right.
With it. So what we consider to be weeds are really herbs.
Herbs,
And if
that's
you
right.
have PlantNet, I believe it's the app, and you can take a picture of it and it'll tell you what it is. And then all you have to do is just look up the properties and see what it does, for you.
So what we want to do is compile some of the things that we use, and maybe we'll share that with you all in a post. Well, we're gonna work on that. Let me put that in the chat so I don't forget. The ladies of the Love Healing Room will put together some of the healing plants and herbs that we use and some of the healing crystals that we use that you might find helpful.
Yes. Like I had strep throat a couple weeks ago. And my throat was still scratchy and sore. Man, I just opened up my mouth and poured that honey down my throat.
Right.
Because it has antibacterial properties, the healing properties of it. Yeah, Joe, you brought me some, the elderberry syrup
And some
and
silver,
and some
colloidal
colloidal
silver.
silver. Yeah, I'll be dropping that right on down my throat. When I make my tea, I'll pour my elderberry syrup in it, liquid in it, and have it as a tea. Or sometimes I just open my mouth and just squeeze it in my mouth and just, take it. But it really aided in my recovery to recover and heal quickly. Yes, especially when I started drinking that honey. I just started drinking it.
I don't blame you.
Yes. So there are solutions all around. We just have to seek them out.
All
'Cause
right.
it's easy to just say, I don't know, I don't have, I can't, or what have you, but if we really desire something, we seek it, it will appear to us.
Absolutely.
Isn't that right, Blue? That's Lady Blue.
Yeah, with a full blue. All right, so we have just a few moments left. It has been amazing, and we are so happy that you took time out of your busy Sunday evening to come and join us as we shared some solutions for different things that are happening in our lives, and we're sure that it's happening in your life too. So again, make sure that you like, you subscribe, and you share.
Yes, share us. We don't mind. We'd like you to do that, please.
So Secret and Silent Flutterbies, do you have any final shares before we get ready to say goodnight? The line is open. All right, they're quiet. It's all right. It's all good in the hood. So Facebook, I did put the link to our Etsy store in the chat. Instagram, we'll make sure that we share that with you as well. Those of you who are on YouTube, on Twitter, Periscope, what's the other? I think
YouTube.
I said YouTube. So wherever
Twitter.
you are,
You say Twitter?
yeah, I said Twitter. I'm gonna do my best to add the link to our Etsy store on your page as well. But make sure you find us on these other social media platforms so that you can stay connected. Wow, it's been amazing. This is the year of solutions, so more to come. Next week is going to be awesome and amazing because we're talking about you, love, infinite love.
Infinite love for you.
Mm,
You.
yes.
You have to show that for yourself.
All right, Tia said, awesome show, my beautiful sisters. Thank you,
Thank
Tia.
you. So beautiful, Tia.
No, miss you. Thank you, sister. All right, so yeah, it's time for us to say goodnight, but we'll see you all next Sunday. But in the meantime, make sure that you check us out on different social media platforms and that you share and that you go to our store and get your amazingly energetic items full of
Yes.
love.
Mhm.
And join us here next Sunday, same time, same intention, to be open to give and receive love. But for now, we're going to leave you with namaste.
Namaste.
All recording and transcription are turned off.